It's me, Margot, and this is a video response in regards to some of the questions that Angela had posed about some specific questions. She was asking about vitamins, she was asking about protein, and body dysmorphia. So I'm going to kind of use this, I guess, I hope you don't mind, Angela, I use you as an opportunity to share a little bit about what I use post-surgery and what really works. I'm going to start with vitamins because, quite honestly, this is your lifeline. Watch any of the videos of people who've either stopped or cut back or aren't taking all their vitamins. I'm telling you, you go downhill really, really quickly. You become depressed. You have no energy. You don't think clearly, and quite honestly, your health really suffers. It all starts with good protein. Protein. You're going to hear a lot of that. It sounds like to me, Angela, you've got a good grasp on that. Some doctors require 60 grams of protein. Those people, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think the de-essers, I think, have to take 70 grams of protein because they don't absorb as much as we do. They have more malabsorption. My doctor and my nutritionist said 60 grams of protein. I don't even think I started hitting that level until I was 2 months plus out. The first 6 weeks, you're kind of riding grace, and quite honestly, your body is pulling from all sorts of storage fats, storage proteins, whatever you have, and it's okay. But I would tell you, find a good protein. I learned many years ago that the easiest way to succeed is to find people who are successful in the area that you want to succeed in and copy them. And that's what I've done, quite honestly. I am an Weealiite, and a few other people on the webs that are really incredible gurus. But I want to tell you that in my favorites profile, under my favorites, I have a Starbucks Frappuccino recipe from Weealia that I use every day. I take that every single day. In the beginning, it was really hard to get down. When you're post-surgically, that milk in that protein is just, it gags you, but you've got to get it down. I just couldn't get it down any other way. You can't even come close with the amount of food that you're not eating. I did eat some of the chicken-flavored unjari soup, but there's no way I could touch that stuff now just because I was so sick after surgery. But first things first, get a good little mini blender. This is the Hamilton, I think it's a Hamilton, isn't it? I think it is, but it's called the Pulse Blender. We call this the Weealia blender because Weealia told me about this. Again, check out my favorites under the Starbucks Frappuccino recipe done by Weealia. That's what I do. We use vanilla whey protein. The great thing about that is that, let me see if I can find this now. The great thing about that is, with that whey protein, if I use a cup of 1% milk, I don't use skim because that to me is just tastes too watery. I drink 1% milk. 1 scoop of EAS vanilla whey powder plus milk gives you 31 grams of protein. That's almost half of what you need for the day, and that's great. Up until about 3 weeks ago, that's what I was taking every single day. As Weealia suggested, I put a teaspoon of hazelnut instant coffee in it. I love coffee and I love the whole Starbucks thing. Did anyway. And so that's kind of like a nice little thing. You will not be able to handle the caffeine post-surgically. I don't think I started on that until about 6 weeks out. Weealia told me 3 or 4, or I think 2 or 3. It may have been 4 weeks out. I'm not really sure, but that's when I started drinking that. That's a great source of protein. Now that I'm 6 months out, and even though I can eat more, I'm still not able to hit some of my protein levels, it seems. So as per Nicole, I started taking 1.5 scoops of the protein powder. So I will do 1.5 cups of milk and 1.5 scoops of the protein powder. That gives me 12 grams from the milk of protein and 35 grams of protein from the powder. So what is that? That's 47 grams of protein. I'm starting my day out. I'm telling you, there's a huge difference in your energy if you start with protein. Absolutely, absolutely have to do it. And other times, I'll take the Activia and I'll put my calcium in the morning if I'm not real hungry, if I don't want to start with a big glass of protein juice. So anyway, another protein that I use is, this is called, they call it Focus, but it's called the Pro T15. Let me see if I can get that. There we go. Pro T15, okay? This is just a quick little thing that I like to take with me if I'm running low it's powder that you mix in with water. I take my water bottle with me, and I'll throw it in. Now, mind you, if this was the only protein powder you'd be having a day, you'd have to require 2 of these. They only have 15 grams of protein, but it's a great little thing. What you're going to look for in a protein powder is the carb content. It's got to be sugar-free, okay? Otherwise, you will dump, and you'll get really sick. This has 3 grams of carbs, no sugars. I forget how much carbs my other one does. I think 1 or 2. So it's minimal. But this, I take the Wild Berry Passion, delicious flavor. So hope that answers your question in regards to the protein. But that's what I do there. Oh man, I started the protein. I should have started the vitamins. Oh well, that's okay. We're kind of going backwards here. Vitamins are your lifeline. Organizing them, getting it straight, and knowing what to do is tough. I have one of these organizers. Okay, you can see I got a friend who was a pharmaceutical sales rep. But this is what I have. I organize once a week. I'll go in and put everything in there that I need. For instance, I have to take a Synthroid in the morning. So if I go into my morning, and I can take this with me if I want, or else I can do other things. But I put in here what I take every morning. Okay? So in the morning, I take my Synthroid, which is my thyroid, which you probably won't have to do. I use for my multivitamin, and I have used this for over 10 years, GNC's well, it's called Women's Ultra Mega. This light's a little too bright because it's kind of dark out today. Ultra Mega, Women's Ultra Mega vitamins. They're pretty big, and you're going to need to, you won't be able to take this in the beginning. Post-op, you're probably going to need a chewable or a liquid Centrum. That's what I used. About 4 weeks into this, post-surgically, I could not, the Centrum just wasn't doing enough. I could tell I wasn't getting enough vitamins. So much so that my eyesight started going a little bit. So I think the vitamin A is really important. But I used a pill crusher and a pill splitter. Now I'm strong enough, you may laugh at this, but when you're post-surgically and you're malnourished, I mean you're starving, you can't even break a pill in half. I couldn't have done that post-surgically, probably till about 6 or 7 weeks out. But what's great about this is you just put it in this little, they've got a little slice thing in there. You put it in there, you slap it shut, and it cuts them in half. In addition, this I got also at GNC. It's a pill slicer and a pill crusher. In the beginning, that's what I do with my calciums and whatnot. You just put it in there, you twist, and it's powder. You can put it right in with your protein shake or take it out right. You got to be careful because post-surgically your gag reflex is really intense. Okay. I also take 2 flaxseed, which comes, I think, to 1,200 milligrams. I take 30 grams of zinc twice a day, and I take a biotin 5,000 milligrams. That's what I take in the mornings. With my protein shake, typically I will put in my calcium, and I use a powdered calcium. Oh man, oh, here it is. So this is just a great way to organize it. You can find these at your local drugstores as well. Okay. This is probably going to have to be a 2-parter, so give me a second. I'm going to stop for now, and then I'll continue with my calcium in my next video.